Hi, I'm Karin Slaughter. We're here to play Slaughter Questions with William Morrow. I'll start with this one. What's your favorite animal? Well, I think people are going to think that I'll say cat, which is true, but I'd also like to give a shout out for a capybara because it is a dog who looks like a coconut, and it's a beautiful little animal. This is one of the murder questions. Hope this doesn't mean I'm going to be murdered. If you had to live the plot of one of your books, which would it be? Well, that's hard to say. It's like a balance between one where the sex is fantastic or one where the murderer was very devious. So that tells you where my mind goes. I really like This Is Why We Lied because I think it says a lot about Sara, but I'm super excited about people reading it and seeing the world that's created. And I'm excited about what's coming next, and it's set up very well in This Is Why We Lied. What's the craziest thing you've ever done for murder mystery research? I have, as an author, done some really weird things. The weirdest was in Finland, and I did an interview in a sauna in a towel. And the interviewer was also in a towel, and we had to hit ourselves with birch leaves, and that was really crazy. It was maybe 15 years ago, and it's not until now that I can actually talk about it. They did want me to take off my towel and run down the ramp and jump into the Baltic, and I drew the line at that. What's your ideal vacation destination? Well, I wrote about it, and This Is Why We Lied. You know, somewhere remote with no technology where you can just kind of check out of the world. Obviously, I would not want to be murdered because this book does have a murder, at least one of them. Maybe if I could solve a murder, that would be fun, but only if I was safe. Who was your favorite bad guy to write? You know, I have a lot of really horrible bad people I write about, but I would have to say that there's a particular bad guy in The Silent Wife who I wanted to really write into him some sort of belief system and why is he doing this? And that's something that I usually do in my books. You know, there's no one who's a bad guy, and the reason they're bad is just because they're bad or bad woman, because I'm an equal opportunity bad personer. But this, in that particular novel, I was able to explore a little bit of what his motivation was. And the thing we have to remember is people who do awful things always have a justification for it. And they may not make a lot of sense to us, but maybe if we understand where that justification comes from, we can do something to address it. And one of the most common factors for a lot of crimes is that this person just really hates women and wants to control women and feels like women are responsible for all the miseries in their lives. And if we look at addressing those different communities who feel this way, then maybe we can have a world with less violence against women, because that's really what I write about most is violence against women, because you can't really write a crime novel without touching on that, at least occasionally. What's your favorite place to write? Well, this is an easy one. It's the same place that I've always written, and that's in my cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It was a good inspiration for This Is Why We Lied, to be surrounded by nature and trees and birds that were very loud, and the loudness of these birds made me really want to write about murder. And you hear Faith a lot in the book talking about how dangerous and awful birds are. And as someone who is still in an ongoing legal battle with a woodpecker, I can tell you they are relentless, and I don't really see the point of them. The last one. If you were arrested, what would your friends think you would be in jail for? So this tells you a lot about me, because I'm very focused on details, and that's because I have OCD. It is the kind where I monthly will vacuum and sweep out and mop my garage like a normal person. My friends who really know me would assume that I had busted a glass display case to turn a label the right direction or something of that nature. You know, it's not that hard to just turn the can or the bottle the right side out so that people can see the label. I mean, people spend lots of money on those labels, designing them, workshopping them, testing them, and we should be able to see them.